So you're thinking of getting into colored pencils, or maybe some of you already have, and you're left with wondering, where do you start, or should I start? What do you need to get started, and what are the good and bad things about colored pencils? Is it worth it to get into them? In this video, I'm going to go over the positives and negatives to colored pencils and the supplies you'll need to get yourself started. First, let's talk about the pros and cons. Colored pencils are super easy to get into because they are not particularly messy like paint, and they do not take up a lot of space to store your supplies, and you don't need a lot of supplies. And the supplies that you do need to get yourself started are very affordable, costing a total of anywhere between $45 US to $60 US for the more inexpensive range. Next would be that they are so fun to draw with and very convenient too. You can sit down and just start drawing. Very little to no prep or anything needed, whereas with paints you have to prep your canvas or mix paints, brush cleaning, and making sure all of your brushes are dry and ready before you start your painting, and then there are lots of other things as well. Overall, I do feel like there are more positives to colored pencils than negatives, as far as you can draw lots of those highly detailed drawings. The layering process that there is to drawing with colored pencils is quite fun to do, honestly, in my opinion. I know that some people may think it's a challenge, but I do find it enjoyable being able to layer on my colors instead of having everything mixed together like a paint would be. I just think it's a little bit more enjoyable and in some ways, yes, challenging. The cons to colored pencils is that because they are translucent, you need to use a harder lead for your sketches so that they are lighter and almost hardly visible, because you're going to see your sketch lines showing through lighter colored subjects you draw. So also be sure to have a kneadable eraser to go over your sketch and erase and lighten it up before you begin adding colored pencils to your drawing. Another con to colored pencils is that in terms of cost for supplies, although you can get yourself started for a fairly inexpensive price, they are technically on the more expensive side as compared to acrylic or oil paints. A basic small set of acrylic paint costs about $10 to $20 less than a set of colored pencils, and definitely a lot cheaper than some of the professional quality colored pencils that are out there. Another con to colored pencils is that there is a learning curve in learning how to layer colors as well as the drawing techniques. Paint is often mixed to the exact color before being applied to canvas, whereas colored pencils have to be applied by individual color and different amounts to get the right color you're going for in the end. And then you have to blend out the colors you've added to see how accurate you've been at getting what you were going for. Which leads me to another con to colored pencils, that they are time consuming. One of the purposes of colored pencils is to be able to draw detailed drawings. Detailed drawings take a lot of time to draw, and then factor in the time consuming layering process that goes with colored pencils, and you get what I mean. Everyone draws at a different pace. Don't beat yourself up for how long you take to draw. If anything, I think it's better to go slower so you can think about your techniques and processes more and don't make as many mistakes. A 6 by 8 inch drawing can take me about 8 to 12 hours to draw, and depending on the subject, it might take longer. And larger drawings, of course, take even longer because there's more surface to draw over. A 9 by 12 inch drawing can take me between 24 to sometimes 70 plus hours, especially longer if there are multiple subjects. So if you're looking for a medium that doesn't take very long to do, colored pencils might not be the right fit for you. And let me know in the comments what your thoughts are about the positives and negatives to colored pencils. Are there more that you can think of than I've mentioned? Otherwise, with anything new, it takes time to learn, and with time, you will definitely learn how to draw some really spectacular, realistic drawings using colored pencils. I personally think it is totally worth it to get into colored pencil drawing. I started with colored pencils about 3 years ago, and it is my absolute favorite medium now. I really like having the ability to draw super detailed drawings and having very little to no mess to deal with as well. When you're working with paints are great. I do love them, but you have to be careful about not spilling them on your floor or your furniture, depending on where you paint. And with colored pencils, you don't have to worry about any of that. Now, I'm going to go over all of the supplies you need to get yourself started. You will need colored pencils, paper, a sharpener, an eraser, and optionally a few handy tools. And to help you out, I've compiled a list of supply groups based on price so you can be sure to get everything that you need for the price you're looking to spend. You can find the supply lists in the video description. Probably the first thing you thought of is what kind of brand of colored pencils are you going to get or should get, and who wouldn't with all those bright colors? If you are just starting out, you don't really need to spend the money on the most expensive pencils to have the best drawings. Having expensive pencils doesn't affect your drawings looking bad or good. I personally would recommend at least getting some starter colored pencils from a reputable brand that is known to make quality pencils. Those can range anywhere between $10 to $40 US. Some of the brands I recommend would be Faber-Castell, which is known to have some of the best quality pencils on the market for both professional and beginner artists, and a few independent brands such as Castle Art Supplies and Zenecolor. When choosing a set of colored pencils, you want to make sure that your set has at least 3 different shades of grays, browns, and pinkish tones. You want your set to also have a good range of different primary colors as well, but you will be using grays, browns, and skin tones the most to mix colors for shading. There are 2 different kinds of colored pencils, and most brands list what kind their product is. There are wax and oil-based colored pencils. This is part of the materials makeup of the core of the pencil. All colored pencils have wax and oils in them, but ones that have more wax than oil are called wax-based, and ones that have more oil are called oil-based. Oil-based pencils have harder cores that will allow you to sharpen them to a fine point and be able to draw very detailed drawings. Wax-based pencils have a softer core and tend to lay down very smoothly, but can't be sharpened to a fine point as well and do not hold a fine point for very long. I have links to all of the colored pencils I've mentioned in the video description if you want to check any of those out. I also have links to all of the other supplies that I will talk about in this video as well. For choosing a starter set of colored pencils, it's all up to you on what you want to spend, and really if you wanted to, you could just go pick up a cheap set of Crayola or another brand of colored pencils to get yourself started, although I will say that they are probably the lesser quality to any of the brands that I've mentioned in this video. After all, the most important thing when it comes to drawing with colored pencils is not the pencils, it's actually the paper. When choosing a paper to use for your colored pencils, there are 2 types of paper that I feel work best for them: smooth and medium textured. Paper has what's called tooth, which is the bumps and ridges on it. When you have too much tooth, it won't allow you to be able to draw details on your drawing. So avoid pastel papers or cold pressed watercolor paper because they have heavy texture. Now, if you use a paper type that is too smooth, then you won't be able to get any layers of the colored pencil on your paper. So stay away from really smooth or plate surfaces as well. The type of smooth paper I recommend is vellum. It has a minimal tooth, which allows you to be able to get enough layers and works the best for highly detailed drawings. The brand that I recommend for beginners is Strathmore Bristol Vellum. The type of medium paper that I recommend for beginners is Strathmore colored pencil paper. This paper has a medium tooth that allows you to get a lot of layers on your drawing, which works really great if you are a beginner and learning how to layer and draw with colored pencils. Now let's go over sharpeners and erasers. You don't need any expensive pencil sharpeners or erasers to get yourself started. All you need is a hand sharpener and a kneadable eraser. You can use whatever eraser you might have on hand if you like as well. I just prefer kneadable erasers because they last longer and you can manipulate them into whatever shape you need, which makes them handy to use. For a sharpener, I recommend getting a Koom sharpener. It is a hand sharpener and you're going to need one anyways when your pencils get too small to put into an electric sharpener. The Koom sharpener is a very good quality sharpener that comes with a couple extra blades to replace when your blade gets dull. You'll know when your blade is dull when it becomes difficult to sharpen your pencils and they no longer shave in more solid pieces. The way you use a Koom sharpener is by putting your pencil in the first and second slots to sharpen. The first slot takes down the wood of the pencil and the second slot sharpens the core of the pencil. You alternate them back and forth until you get your pencil as sharp as you want it. If you want an electric sharpener, make sure you get one that can fit the diameter of the colored pencils, because not all colored pencils are made the same size. Some brands make theirs larger than others. This is the sharpener that I use. It doesn't fit larger size pencils, but it works for me because I mostly use Faber-Castell colored pencils and they fit. I have a few larger brands like Luminance, but I don't use them often and I just use my Combs sharpener for them anyways. If you're wanting to just stick with the basics to get yourself started, everything that I've mentioned at this point is all you need to really get started. There are a few tools though that can change how your colored pencils blend, help you draw fur or hair, and help you use those tiny pencils after you've just about used them up. The first of the tools that I recommend is solvent for blending. I use Mona Lisa odorless mineral spirits to blend my colored pencils, and in my opinion it is the best way to blend colored pencils. The solvent dissolves the binders of the colored pencil and allows you to blend them into your paper very easily, and it only takes about 10 to 15 minutes to dry before you can add more layers over the top of an area you blended, so you can be working on one area of your drawing while another one is drying. Blending this way also allows you to get more layers on your paper, which comes in very handy for getting black or dark areas as dark as those need to be. So when using solvent, the complementary supplies you will need for this is a few paint brushes to use with the solvent so you're not using your fingers. I prefer using a round watercolor brush for smooth blends and a few different size gold Taklon brushes for smaller areas and to push my blends around. The next handy tool is pencil extenders. These are great to have for pencils you've just about used up and can't hold onto properly anymore. They are relatively inexpensive. You can get a set of them for around $10. Just make sure that you get some that have a diameter that will fit your brand of colored pencils, because as I said before, colored pencils from different brands are sometimes different sizes. The ones that I have fit small brands like Faber-Castell and larger ones like Derwent and Caran d'Ache. These ones that I have will fit small brands like Faber-Castell and larger ones like Derwent and Caran d'Ache Luminance. Another great tool you can use is a slice craft knife or an X-Acto knife to draw fur, hair, or other details. I really do feel like it is a must-have for colored pencil work. I use mine routinely with my drawings, especially for drawing fur. They are relatively cheap too, costing about $12. You can learn all about using a slice tool with colored pencils from the top right video. And to improve your drawing skills, you can learn about drawing wildlife and pets with colored pencils from my real-time drawing tutorial videos with tips and explanations over on my Patreon. Sign up and get instant access to a growing library of tutorials. A link is in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.